There's no clear footage of the beast, no body, no bones, and yet almost everyone in Elkhorn, Wisconsin can describe it in exact detail. Tall, covered in dark fur, walking on two legs, yellow eyes like headlights in the dark. How do you explain that? I came here for research, for answers. But what I found were more questions and a pattern I can't unsee. This is not a ghost story, not a campfire tale. This is a trail of real evidence. Bloody footprints, clawed cars, missing people scattered across decades. And if you trace them back far enough, they lead to a single road. Bray Road. You may have heard of it. The locals call it the Beast of Bray Road. The earliest sightings go back to the 1930s. Whispered legends. By the 1980s and 90s, they were full-blown reports. Farmers, teenagers, truckers, all swearing they saw something no animal should be. And that's where I begin. Was 9 the first time I heard the name. My cousin wouldn't stop talking about the wolf man who scratched his dad's truck. I laughed it off until I saw the dent for myself. A claw mark, deep as my finger. Fresh. No animal tracks except for one. Something big, something bipedal, pressed into the mud near the passenger door. I've spent years brushing it off, telling myself it was just an old scare story. But here I am again, back where it started, and I'm starting to think this thing never left. Yeah, sightings cluster here, mile marker 13 to mile marker 16. The same 3-mile stretch, over and over. And that's not even the strangest part. Every one of them, no matter the year, no matter the person, describes the exact same thing. It was standing on two legs. Its eyes glowed red, no reflection. It growled like a man pretending to be a wolf. I've interviewed dozens of people now, different towns, different lives, but one shape, one shadow, which begs the question, if there's no footage, why do they all see the same thing? Before the Beast of Bray Road became a cryptid icon, it was a whisper, a roadside rumor passed between townsfolk and kids daring each other to walk the woods at night. But legends grow roots, and this one, it dug in deep. The turning point came in the late 80s. Witnesses began filing formal reports with the local police, and in 1991, journalist Linda Godfrey published a piece that would echo through cryptid history. She didn't just document their claims, she listened, she mapped them, and she gave the creature its name, the Beast of Bray Road. Something strange happens when you line up the sightings. You see a trail, a hunting pattern, like the thing knows the land better than we do. The descriptions were eerily consistent. Upright, over 6 feet tall, canine head, muscular, human-like arms with claws. And one detail always stood out. Not just the creature, but the marks it left behind. Claw marks, too deep for a bear, too high off the ground for a dog, and they weren't random. They always faced the same way, toward the road, as if watching or warning. Some call them territorial, others symbolic. But when I overlaid the claw pattern with sigils found in Menominee and Ojibwe carvings from centuries ago, it matched. Not perfectly, but close enough that it raised a question I couldn't ignore. There's no single explanation for the beast. Some say it's a surviving species, others a shapeshifter, a manifestation, a protector, a predator. The deeper I looked, the clearer the shape became, not just in the woods, but in the minds of those who'd seen it. They weren't seeking fame, they were trying to forget. But the road, it remembers. Folklore, they say, is just collective memory, trying to protect us from what we can't unsee. And if that's true, what does it mean that Bray Road never forgets? I didn't come here expecting to believe. I've read the reports, watched the documentaries, debunked most of them. But there's something different about being here, where the stories were born, where the air feels heavy, where every tree seems to listen. I spent 3 weeks here, interviewed 13 witnesses. Only 3 agreed to speak on record. Each one had seen the beast. Each one described it in detail. Each one still shook when they told the story. Interview 1, Lisa H. Lisa said, I thought it was a man in a costume until it got on all fours and started chasing my car. It wasn't a bear. It didn't run like one. It was too smooth, too fast. Lisa's car still has the dent, driver's side rear fender, deep gouges, almost surgical. She didn't report it, said no one would believe her. said she only drove that road during the day now. Interview 2, Brian K. Brian said it was standing in my cornfield, not crouched, standing, like it was looking at something, or waiting. Then it dropped down, fast, and ran into the rows. I didn't see it again, but the dogs wouldn't go out for 2 days. Brian had trail cams. Most were knocked out. One caught a blur, 7 feet tall, 2 glowing eyes, 1 outstretched claw. The footage corrupted 5 seconds after that frame. Interview, Noah R. Noah said, "It spoke. Not like a man. Not like an animal either. It was like hearing a thought outside your head told me, 'Turn around.' I didn't, I just froze. Then it was gone." Noah said, "My dog went missing the next morning, never found it. But I still hear scratching at the back door sometimes. I expected exaggeration, confusion, misidentified. Animals. What I didn't expect was consistency. The same height, the same eyes, the same feeling of being watched before the creature appeared. I didn't think I'd feel anything, but I do, something familiar. This feels like that night when I was 9. The night I told myself I'd imagined everything. The night I stopped sleeping with the window open. I came here to disprove a legend. But the more I listen, the more it feels like the legend already knows I'm here. This is what I came for. Not stories, not legends, evidence, hard footage, something that could be measured, verified, dismissed, or accepted. I didn't expect to find a tape. It came from a man named Walter, retired sheriff's deputy. He kept it hidden, in an ammo box, sealed under his porch. Said he never wanted to see it again, but he couldn't bring himself to destroy it. The footage starts simple. A stalled car, static in the audio. Then movement. Too fast, too large. You'd miss it if you blinked, but I didn't blink. That a single frame, a massive handprint. 4 claws, long, sharp, dragging across the hood. Blood, not rust, not paint, blood. And just behind it, eyes not glowing. Reflecting, like something staring through the lens at me. Analyst, recorded. Look here, compression distortion from analog tape. But see this outline? That's not a shadow. It's physical. Shoulders, head, elongated arms. There's something there. Walter never saw this frame, said the tape always glitched before it got to that part. But for me, it played straight through until the end. And then it stops, no static, just black for exactly 6 minutes and 6 seconds. When it resumes, the car is empty. Lights still on, hood still open, but something new, a fresh mark, still dripping. No footsteps, no trail, just gone. I've seen this before, in folklore, in tribal cave etchings, but also in a sketch I made when I was 9. I didn't remember it until now. Didn't want to. I used to think this creature was a myth, that everyone saw what they wanted to see. But now I think it shows you something you're meant to see. Something that feels familiar, personal, unavoidable. Whatever the beast is, it's not just a thing you see, it's something that sees you back. What if it was never a creature? Not a beast, not a cryptid, not even something we could hunt or trap. What if it was something else entirely? Something the town needed to believe in, because the truth was so much worse. Over the last 50 years there have been more than 24 disappearances linked to Bray Road, most never investigated beyond a single interview. 2 were dismissed as runaways. 1 was my uncle. I didn't know that until yesterday. That was his truck, the one in the VHS tape, the one with the claw print. They said he left town. No goodbye, no body, no follow-up. But the tape was recorded 2 weeks after he vanished. So who filmed it? That's me. I don't remember being there. I shouldn't have been. And yet there I am, staring at the hood, looking directly into the camera. I thought I came here for answers. But the deeper I dig, the more I feel it digging back, into my past, into my thoughts, into what I believed was mine. This isn't just about a creature. It's about memory, about something we buried in our minds so deep. We had to create a monster to guard it. And maybe that's what the beast really is. An idea, a defense mechanism, a mirror that shows us what we're most afraid of becoming. And in my case, maybe I was never chasing the beast. Maybe I was chasing what's been inside me this whole time. This story doesn't stand alone. And it never did. What I found in Elkhorn, it echoes elsewhere. Identical claw patterns, matching witness language, and something older, much older than the road itself. Dr. Rowan. Cryptid scholar, last seen investigating Mothman sightings in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, presumed dead, but his field journal resurfaced in a Wisconsin antique shop. Page 66. 3 claw marks, facing northeast, just like Bray Road. Rowan. Tape. They appear where trauma repeats, where belief builds a shape. They don't just feed on fear, they form it. Could these creatures be connected? Not just stories, but symptoms of what? We still don't know. But wherever these entities appear, a pattern follows. Animal mutilation, time loss, matching sigils, technology malfunctions, and always missing people. The Beast of Bray Road, the Mothman, the Wendigo, the Rake. Different names, same fear, same shadow. I call it the Cryptid Verse, a stitched-together mythos, a map of psychological pressure points. And whatever they are, they're not bound to one town or one form. The claw mark I found near the church, it's changed. Not weathered, not eroded, changed. Now it matches the glyph from Rowan's notes, and every time I look at it, I swear I hear something, like a whisper just under the wind. This road, this beast, it's not the start of the story. It's the intersection. I'm not the first to come looking for answers, but I might be the last to walk away with a warning. Some stories end with an answer, others end with a body. This one ends with a silence I can't explain. I came here looking for the beast, for a cryptid, for something I could document. But all I found was a trail, faint, fractured, looping back to something older than any creature, a memory, a pattern, a myth that keeps rewriting itself through us. Maybe the beast is real, maybe it never was. But the fear is real. The vanishing, the marks, the dreams, those are real. Whatever haunts this road, it's not finished. And if you felt it, if something moved outside your window, or growled when you were alone on the highway, then you already know. It doesn't matter if we believe in the beast, it believes in us. So the next time you're driving through Elkhorn and you feel like something's watching you, don't look in the rear view, just keep going, because sometimes we're not meant to see what's following us. If you've seen the Beast of Bray Road, or think something's stalking the woods where you live, drop your story in the comments, because you're not alone, and your nightmare might just be part of something bigger. Subscribe to uncover the next file in the Cryptid Verse. And remember, not all legends are stories. Some of them are warnings. And for those who hunger for more, step deeper into the shadows with our ultimate werewolf horror playlist, linked in the description below. In the world of horror, the scariest things happen when you least expect them. And trust me, you don't want to be left in the dark. Welcome to the darkness.